Hello, race fans. Welcome to another episode of Short Track Guys podcast, brought to you by ShortTrackExclusives.com. I'm your host, Thomas Faddis, alongside two other short track guys, and you know them well. The driver to the 07, Can'tQuitFishing.com sportsman here locally in Pensacola, Florida, Five Flag Speedway, Jim Pokrant, and Ted Baber. Ted Baber Video Productions, also locally here at Pensacola and Five Flag Speedway, and all your video needs. What's up, guys?
Good afternoon, sir.
And good evening, too.
Well, we've got a congratulatory speech here coming from the champion of 2021 in Sportsman Division at Five Flag Speedway, and we've had previous episodes, and we knew it was coming, but Monday night, it is official. Congratulations to Jim Pokrant, your 2021 Sportsman champion at Five Flag Speedway.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. It means a lot. We went out Friday night, been 2 weeks coming. We had one race get canceled, and then we had one race have to postpone because of inclement weather, and then we go out and run a double points night, which is double stressful because if you screw up, it can mess your night up. We qualified second, went a 24.0, which is the fastest the car's ever gone in qualifying. Got beat by 3/100ths by Brandon Fowler, and then we went out for the feature and happened to roll a 2 on the dice roll, so we started on the pole, led a couple laps, fell back to third. Congratulations to Brandon Fowler on the win, and Kevin Mitchell for running second. He's a dirt track guy. He's racing with us now, and he's a good, clean race car driver. We finished third. We think we sealed the championship. We go to Tech, and womp womp. We got protested by Jonathan Langham, which is fair. I mean, he thought I was illegal, so they protested me. And they impounded my car. So we waited through the weekend, and Tim Bryant, the promoter, said, come out Monday night, bring your stuff to pull the motor. So we pulled the engine. They wanted the bore and the stroke. So we checked they pulled the oil pan, they checked the crankshaft. We pulled a head and an intake. They checked the bore and the stroke, and the motor was completely legal. They said I got in trouble for keep saying it was 7 years old, but it's the truth. I bought it in 2014 and had 25 laps on it when I bought it. I've been running it ever since, and the thing has won me several races and done really, really well and got me the championship. So, thanks to Howard and them for tearing me down because we found a problem. So now we don't have to worry about it blowing up. We can go ahead and get it fixed up. So we're going to try to get it freshened up for the Snowball Derby. And I said, can you imagine what that car would do with a fresh motor? Because the motor's been tired for a while. And we qualified second, only 3/100ths off the car that won the race by a straightaway. So we got a lot to be thankful for. Got to thank my buddy right here, Ted Baber, for his help. He bought us a tire the other night. James Pfeiffer at Can'tQuitFishing.com. Gave us a couple of tires. My buddy Brian and his girlfriend got us some tires and fuel. And, man, my crew, I can't say enough for him. Martin Beck, man, he works his butt off. Thank you for all your help. Ben, for being out there the other night, Ben Cranford. Will Hay was there Friday night, couldn't be there for the teardown. But, man, without those guys, and Phil Gintz for being there, thank you for bringing the stuff out to us that we needed, Phil. We appreciate you and your family. Thank you for letting me use your shop this year because I'm going to tell you, it's big to be track champion. It's something I've been wanting to do for 27 years. And I did some things this year I've never done. Went back-to-back fastest qualifier. We won a race coming from the back. Haven't done that ever. And we won a track championship. So it's pretty dadgum awesome. And, thanks for letting me be on here and talk about it because let me tell you something. This podcast is just as cool as being in a race car. I'll tell you that.
Well, we appreciate that too. And we all, we have a good time and we're having fun. And I look forward to every weekend when we get together and talk about short track racing and your success and Ted's adventures and, all the work that he's done behind the camera. And it's just a really good core that we've got going on here. And you win by 23 points. So it really wasn't a close deal. And I don't think you finished outside of the top three but once, I think, the whole entire season.
Yes, and the only reason we did that is we actually finished second that night, but we got thrown out for spinning the second-place car, which was just a racing deal. It wasn't anything dirty, but the officials felt it was to drop me a lap down to the leader, so I wound up seventh that night, which is the worst finish we've had all year. So it's pretty good, man. Like I said, it's so much fun to be track champion. It didn't really hit me till Tuesday morning when I walked into work and I looked around. I said, man, I'm track champion. That's pretty awesome. I mean, I've lost the championship by 6 points. I've lost it by 5 points. I've lost it by as much as 30 points. But to actually be track champion, and I'm going to get my purple jacket that I always wanted in my trophy, and it's super cool. And I get to be champion for a year. Till this time next year, I'm track champion. So they can't take it away from me. They tried. They couldn't do it.
Right. It was a convoluted process to get there, but you managed to pull it off. And that was the thing.
It was. I mean, I don't know. I have to thank Howard and Jonathan. It did help us because we did find a problem with the motor. So that was a blessing.
Right.
But I have to give it to Howard. As much cussing and yelling as we did at each other over this mess, he was the first one to congratulate me and shake my hand and tell me, I'm track champion. He also put it on Facebook that we won the title. So thanks for them for being that. And, sometimes we get mad at one another, but I've known Howard a long time and, everything's going to be fine. Just want to thank the management and the people at Five Flag Speedway for giving us a place to race. And one thing that I've got to say, my spotter, Frank Utze, he's been with me since 97. He left for 2 years, came back from the Navy, retired, and stayed with us from here on out. And I got to thank him, man, because without him, we got nothing. And he's just been there with us. And it's been an awesome journey, and I've enjoyed every minute of driving that car and having fun. And just got to thank everybody that's ever helped me with that car. My buddy Blake Wilson out of Montgomery, who clipped it a few years ago for free. Eli Williams, who built that car for me initially. Pam Miller, an ex of mine that sponsored me, and I still have some of the parts on that car that she bought for me, so thank you. Kim, just anybody that helps us, man. Anybody that stood up and stood beside me, and that means a lot.
It doesn't hurt to have probably the best setup man in the business either.
John Ruth. Oh, man, don't let me forget John, because I'm going to tell you something. He helped that 99 car that beat me the other night, and they're running close to what I'm running setup-wise. And it was all John's idea, what I put in that car. And, man, that car flies. And I still can't get over the qualifying lap I laid down. And just how much fun it's been this year. I mean, we've run in the top 3 every single race. I have not walked out of that racetrack except one night with a trophy in my hand. And everybody says, oh, second place is the first loser. No way, brother. If I get a trophy out of it, I'm happy. We won 2 heat races this year, finished second like 6 times. So, they caught the 00 cheating, and he won the first 5 races in a row. Now, I finished second 4 times, so you take him out of the equation, and we have 5 feature wins. Great year. Thank you, everybody who's helped me. Thanks to the track. Thank you to my sponsors, my crew, and just thank you, everybody.
Ted, you up on top of the booth with the video camera. What are your emotions like going on through a night of champions like that when you've got an affiliation with a driver that's on the verge of winning his first championship?
Well, the first emotion the other night was panic because one of my cameras said, I don't want to play tonight. So that didn't help at all. And I had to depower it, power it down, piddle with it a little bit, and it finally said, okay, I guess I'll go. Because its purpose, if things had worked out differently, was to monitor any shenanigans that might have taken place. And fortunately, it came back up. And I also have to thank Daryl Faust for being with me all year, except for one night when he was unavailable. And I have a family that can fill in. That helps. But yeah, it was very exciting. And I have to say, for the first time ever, I actually got in a finish line photo. That was kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. We wanted you down there, man. You're a big part of this team, my team. And we were like, Ted, when we get done tonight, you get your butt down there. I went down turn 1 and then waved to the crowd on the way by, kind of like Bubba Pollard does. And one of the officials got kind of snooty with me. And I'm like, dude, I just won the track championship. Yeah, but you can't. I said, Bubba Pollard does it. Why can't I? I didn't do any donuts. I didn't spin the tires. I just drove down, kind of Polish victory lapped it. Yeah, and you look at it go all the way around the racetrack. I wanted to.
Right.
But,
Yeah, they got to let you celebrate somehow. Yeah. I mean, come on, give them a break.
Yeah, but I mean, it was fun. Getting protested like that is stressful, especially the amount of money that the protest does not cover, what I had to do. But
right.
You know what? I would have probably crawled under that truck and took my motor out of my pickup if that's what I had to do to win this championship. I'm not going to lie. Mm-hmm. My crew wasn't happy about it, but you know what? I told them, just everybody keep your heads down. Let's get this motor out. Let's get this done. And now we're going to improve the car, and they're really going to hate it when I actually have some horsepower and the car handles good.
That's going to be scary. That's all I can say.
We're going to try to win this Snowball Derby next. If I win the Snowball Derby, it might be a mic drop. They're not making me a retirement year. It may be, January at the banquet. I'll just drop the mic on the stage and peace, I'm out, and put somebody in the car to drive it, and I'll just be a car owner.
Well, you end up winning by 23 points over Brandon Fowler, Maddox Langham, Daryl McDonald III, and Jonathan Langham. And, what a season it's been. We've been through the journey the whole entire time. And congratulations again. Probably is still sinking in, and you're going to have a chance to get that motor freshened up and go back out for the preview on the 20th of November for the Snowball Derby preview. But I want to step a day before that and make a reminder of our last episode. On the 19th of November, the Snowball Derby pageant. And if anybody is interested, not just locally, but in the region, this SBD pageant at gmail.com, you can contact Taylor Griffin and get involved with that. And I hear from last night's In the Groove episode that the list is growing. So they have spots available, and it's be an event for a lifetime, and you get to represent Five Flag Speedway locally here all year and be the crown queen.
Yes.
The queen of the Snowball Derby.
Yeah.
And they get people representatives from all over the country to come in here for this. It's gotten really big.
Yeah, they're usually really pretty, and they kind of look good standing next to an old scruffy dude like me in Victory Lane.
Well, they improve the picture anyway.
Yeah,
right?
they do. They definitely improve the car, too. Well, heck with that car. Who's that?
Yeah.
I almost forgot. I want to congratulate Daryl McDonald III on his Rookie of the Year in Sportsman, and his brother, Parker McDonald, won Rookie of the Year in Pure Stock. That's pretty cool. Their Mobile guys are good people. The muffler guys did my exhaust on my race car and on my teammates and on Ben's car, so that's pretty cool. They do a great job of exhaust work. If you ever need some custom exhaust work, go see the McDonald Muffler crew. They'll fix you right up.
The Muffler Mafia.
The Muffler Mafia is what they call themselves.
Right on.
Good people, I tell you, man. I enjoy being around them. And the rest of the racing was really good. Jake Finch crashes out and wins the Outlaw title by a few points. That was very interesting because
that was a wreck fest.
Oh, dude, they tore up some cars. I mean, and then a buddy of mine, Jason Welch, is sitting on the racetrack at red flags out, and somebody comes hauling ass in the pits, can't see, and runs over his car and just totally ruins his night.
Sweet.
Yeah, so it was very interesting. And Hunter Johnson won the truck championship. That was a tight battle right to the end. And Cody Russo won the truck race. That was impressive. She did a heck of a job, man. Of course, when you drive one of those trucks from that stable, Kurt Britt stables,
please.
Yeah, you're going to win. If you don't, it's your fault. I guarantee you it is.
They build some stout machines there in that truck series.
And
no doubt about it. Now Hunter did not. It wasn't given to him. He had to fight for it because he got out. He was on the track. His window net comes down, and rather than coming in the pit, somebody goes over the fence.
Which is a dumb thing to do.
You just can't do that.
No.
Puts the net back up, and he gets put in the rear, and he had to fight all the way back to get back up to where he could finish the race high enough to get the points championship.
Yeah. And BJ Latham won the title in the pure stock class, putting around, had engine problems and had to ride around the whole race just putting around on the bottom.
His luck, last two races he had that kind of difficulty.
Yeah, he blew the engine in the big car and they brought the little car and it was it was funny. He told Ben Cranford, he said, Ben said, felt good passing you. He said, you was stopped. I said, he was stopped, Ben. Didn't you see? And Ben started laughing. But congratulations to those guys. They did a heck of a job all year. And Loper won the last race. So that was their team won the championship in several races this year. So congratulations to them.
Yeah, actually, congratulations to all those guys. And we look forward to more of that during the preview on the 20th of November. A lot of these guys we're going to roll into now down at Punta Gorda at 417, and we promised them a few episodes ago that we would be getting back to 417 Speedway and going over, and Jennifer Brinson down there doing the commentary with the Facebook videos. Jesse Dutilli, Michael Atwell, they had a big battle with Mr. Bigley. Dylan Bigley down there leading the points in the Super Late Model 100 down at 417, and they put on a pretty good show. From what I hear, I didn't get to see the drama as far as the highlights went, but that's the order they finished, with Michael Atwell taking the win over Dylan Bigley and Jesse Dutilli finishing third in all the interviews. It looked like there was something behind the scenes that I didn't really get to see.
Yeah, Atwell knocked him out of the way from what I understand, and Jesse Dutilli is a clean race car driver. I have never heard anybody talk bad about him running over people, and he was not very happy when he got out of that race car.
A few words were exchanged.
Yeah, I felt bad for poor Bigley. He's stuck in the middle of standing there like, I'm just going to stand over here and not say nothing, and then when it comes time to my interview, I'll talk, and that's what he did. But congratulations to those guys. Michael Atwell's a heck of a driver. He didn't have to do that. I don't know if I would probably doubt if it was intentional. It was probably just a hard racing deal. He probably didn't mean to do it. I mean, a lot of people say that, but when you're in that situation and you're 3 wide, you might put a bumper to somebody, but 9 times out of 10, it's just hard racing.
Yeah, so it was Michael Atwell, Dylan Bigley, Jesse Dutilli, and another late model driver that had an incident that was not too pleasant a while ago. We mentioned him last episode with Boris Yurkovic, got down and finished 4th in his return. Congratulations to Boris. I know he's probably got that off of his shoulder saying, could I do it, get it back in the car, and then be competitive like that. Colin Allman, finished top 5, but to have Boris come back there and do what he did, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is. It's glad to see him back. After that horrific crash he was in and had to have reconstructive surgery on his knees and one of his feet, and to get back in that car and run 4th, that was a brand new Hamkey car too that they had just finished for that race. So we look forward to hopefully seeing Boris at Five Flag Speedway, and hopefully he'll come up and run the Derby with us.
From what I understand, he will be here this weekend.
Oh, so that would be awesome. I want to see him. I want to shake his hand. I stand corrected on the pure stocks. Robert Loper won the championship by 1 point over B.J. Latham. I thought Latham won the title. That was my fault. Man, 1 point.
Yeah,
wow.
That's got to stink.
Oh, dude. I mean, in considering, like I said, he showed up two races in a row, blew one engine, brought the other car there and couldn't get out of its own way.
Right.
But, I mean, that team they're the Dave Jackson cars. Those guys deserve to win that championship. I wanted to correct that, but congratulations to that team. They finished 1-2 by 1 point. That's insane.
It just doesn't happen that often.
Well, and, Caleb Burkett, who drove his butt off all year long, he had problems with his primary car, and they took out their backup car, and he won handily with it the second to the last race. And he was out there, broken axle in one race, and in this race he got involved in a dust up with the 4 car, and then the 4 car ended up hitting the wall really hard and destroying it.
Yeah, Fluffy McDuffie.
Fluffy, yeah. Poor. I feel bad for him because that's the second car he's been through, man. I feel bad for him, but good racing, and we're thankful that all the racers went home safe, and we had a great championship night, and we look forward to this Saturday night coming up.
Yep.
Yeah, and this Saturday night's really going to be the showcase of championship night, part number 2. But we're going to back up a little bit with the Dells Raceway Park on the Tundra Super Late Model Series. Well, we had a really tight championship, and we went over it last episode with Casey Johnson and Riley Stengham, kind of 1 and 2, and they finished 2nd and 3rd in the finale. And I think Riley Stengham ended up winning the points championship by 3.
Wow, that's close.
Yeah, and Grant Thompson from Mobile that we've mentioned quite a bit ended up finishing 12th. What a stellar outfit he has going on to even further success. I don't know if he's going to be with the Tundra Series next year, if he might have something in line. We'll have to wait and see. But that's a really good series because you got Justin Mondyke and Luke Fenhouse and some of these guys that we've mentioned, Dennis Prunty, all those guys up in the Midwest, run the ARCA Midwest Tour with John DeAngelis and Alex Prunty and all those guys. It's a really good series to keep up with, and we'll certainly have our eye on it.
Yeah, that young man, Grant Thompson, does a great job, and congratulations to the champion. And we really like that series, and we're going to follow it next year, and it's going to be big. I don't know what the Thompsons have planned, but I'm sure it's something good.
Yeah, and we talk about Grant Thompson and some of these guys that I think many episodes ago we talked about youth and experience.
Right.
And we're going to go to Martinsville, and everybody knows the paperclip in Martinsville. And from the national series on TV, but they had the Valley Star Credit Union 300 this past weekend, and there was a 16-year-old. Now, you want to talk about youth at Martinsville.
Yeah.
A 16-year-old, Landon Pembleton, takes the win over Mike Looney, Lane Riggs, Sammy Smith, and Jared Fryer in the top 5. And there are many on that list. There were 40 cars in that race.
A lot of big names.
Caden Honeycutt finished 10th.
Yeah, Bubba Pollard 11th. Right. Our boy Bubba.
And
Corey Heim finished deep in the field. I mean, there's usually a lot of big names that run this race, and the cars drive differently than the late models a lot of these guys are used to.
Jake Crum was 28th. Sorry.
Josh Berry was in that race and didn't do very well.
Tough track, there's no doubt about it. But I mean, that's 2 Wilson cars in the top 10. He's got to be decently happy about that anyway.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, anything Donnie Wilson takes to the racetrack's top notch, and he's got some of the best drivers in the late model business. So. Good deal. And that young man gets to take home a grandfather clock. How cool is that?
16-year-old rookie from Virginia made history on Saturday night in a debut.
The first time ever there. Wow. That's incredible.
They took the lead at lap 177 on the 200-lap feature and said, "See you, boys."
Well, I guess he knows something about maintaining the stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you got to drive the thing. Youth versus experience. But still, I mean, that kid had good equipment, but you have to drive it. And Martinsville is not a place that you can screw up.
Yeah, and another place you really don't want to screw up is Five Flag Speedway, which we're going to get into night number 2 with the Alan Turner Pro Late Model 100 and the Blizzard Series finale here Friday night. And we've got a female going to run one of Bubba Pollard's stable cars in the Pro Late Model race Friday night. What do you guys know about this?
Not a great deal at this point. We're going to have to find out because this is something we're going to have to track whenever it
Well, it was kind of a thrown together deal from what I understand. It was a real quick, Mrs. Helmuth's going to drive the car, and I think she'll do a great job. She's a pretty decent driver from the past, but she hadn't been in a race car in, 2 years?
2 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're kind of throwing her to the wolves because this is the last race at Five Flags before the Snowball Derby, so a lot of big cars, named drivers will be here.
Yep.
Getting ready for the Snowball Derby. It's 100 laps and the Alan Turner 100 at the Snowball Derby. So there's going to be a bunch of guys coming to get ready for that. And then, of course, the super race is going to be packed stellar field also.
And Jake Garcia going in with a 4-point lead in front of all people, Stephen Nassy.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you something real quick. Stephen Nassy has grown on me a lot this year. He's really showed a little bit of humility. He's not a butthead like he's been in the past. He's fan-friendly now, so he's got some of my respect. Even though he wrecked Bubba at the 100 last year, I'm going to give it to him. Congratulations, Stephen Nassy. You're doing a great job. I hope you win some more races and you stick with it because we need you, man. We need guys like you.
Exactly.
Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, Jake Garcia and the Stephen Nassy situation is just the reverse. In the Southern Super Series,
exactly,
point standings,
don't know if the points are that tight.
And this is the last Southern Super Series race, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Oh boy, so you could win one.
Bar the door.
Whoever's going to walk out is going to walk out with both of them. Obviously, it's going to have to happen that way. Yeah. So that's going to be I didn't know that. That's going to be cool to watch, man. I'm going to be in the grandstands. Probably with a beer in one hand and yelling for Bubba Pollard.
Well, if you take 35 and 51, add them up, divided by 2, that's probably going to be your winner. Yeah. I'm just kidding.
I didn't know there was going to be math. It makes my head hurt.
Yeah.
We don't need to be doing math.
Wave off the smoke here. I'm trying to think.
Yeah. But, it's going to be a good night of racing. And, with Helmuth racing, it'd be pretty cool because, we had a female win last Friday night in a truck. Cody Brusso, that was pretty cool. She can wheel a car pretty good. And hopefully this girl will do a good job. Like I said, they're throwing her to the wolves because she hadn't been in a race car in 2 years, and you're going to throw her at a track like Five Flag Speedway with the competition that's going to be there because everybody's going to be bringing their pro cars and their super cars and everything. So it's going to be interesting. And if you want to see some good short track racing next Saturday night, come on out.
Yeah, well, I enjoyed the quote that came from her is that I didn't really jump at the opportunity. I had to really think about this and talk to everyone I know to go for advice. And I'm like, is this a good idea? And everybody looked and said, you're an idiot if you don't. With Bubba Pollard and Tyler Porter situation and a deal put together to come run a pro late model race at Five Flag Speedway, she said, I don't know. I'm grateful for the opportunity. So she's really just coming down to get in the seat, and she's going to try to have fun and not really focus on, because she's really focused on her 9D creative marketing company, and she's just going to come down and have fun, and we wish her all the best.
Well, she's going to be in the sharpest learning curve on the planet.
Yeah, amen to that. Especially Five Flag Speedway, like I said, and then that car, because it's a port city and it's fast. So going to be very interesting. Good. Come on out Saturday night, support your local short tracks. If you're not going there, go somewhere and support a short track.
Yeah, everybody will be there. It's going to be a night full of emotions, full of excitement, full of tension. It's always that way when it comes down to the end of the year, especially these big tracks. You go just anywhere really, but specifically this weekend, Five Flag Speedway is part 2 of the Night of Champions with the Pro Late Model Race and the Super Late Model Race on Saturday night. Guys, it's always a pleasure to get together with you and talk short track racing like we are short track guys. That's what we talk about. Jim, congratulations on a long journey to win a championship and get that purple jacket. I already know what the title of this episode is. Ted, hey, you do what you do with the videos, and you guys are awesome.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. And like I said, I love doing this, and I hope we get to do this for a long time.
Me too.
Yep. And thanks everybody for listening. The product's out. We got the koozies up there. We love your support. We appreciate everything you do for us. And we're going to keep moving and keep trucking along, talking about short track racing just like you want us to do. And thank you for listening. And we'll talk to you next Wednesday.
Good evening.